We're in September, and it's like cross season normally starts like now. So for a lot of people, if you're a specific cross rider, you've probably had like a bit of a break. You've started training and you're almost like ready to go, but not full gas like straight away.
I came from the mud, there's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree, there's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon.
I think where initially is to become good at cross, number one, you learn the skill set of riding the bike. It's just getting used to like the handling, and experimenting with like tire pressure is going to be like a key part for you, and knowing how to kind of position yourself like on the setup of the bike. So getting a specific bike fit for cross is very different to a road bike. For example, you probably have like a shorter stem, the setback and the height of the saddle will be probably well, it's definitely going to be lower, because then you're not going to, if it's too high, you're not going to be able to jump off, or you're not going to have like the control of like the bike. When it comes to like the training, then it's a very explosive event. So trying to lift like your variable intensity or your functional reserve capacity for the explosion of that race has got to be infrastructured into your training. So like doing a lot of like microburst efforts, over-unders is going to be a great way of adapting your ability to sustain the effort when it comes to like cross. And then with the skill set that you've then learned on the bike, like you need to align those two. When it comes to like the event itself, like a lot of these races are over 45 minutes to an hour, and how they generally run is that you'll have like some of them are age category, like, well, generally they are like age category, and then they'll be spread out through like the day almost. What will happen in that infrastructure, like what I always say is like, number one, make sure that you get like a good warm up before you even get to the start, because these are eyeball, like your eyeballs are out your face, you know, like you're hitting like 500 watts before like you know it. So a good warm up, knowing the course like always helps. But when you initially line up, a lot of these races will actually be gridded. So if you're kind of new to the sport, then you're gonna be gridded more backwards. If you kind of just start, you know, you've done these for a long time, then you'll have like a specific grid. And what you'll generally find is that each county will have their own, like, I don't know, for Knox and Derby, you'll have this, I forget the other one that we've got like here. Each county will have like a specific league that they're then trying to run. So, and that will depend on like your gridding. But ultimately, like a lot of these races, some of them will be going up hills, some of them will be on like really flat, some will be more technical. Each week will just vary, and you'll have like it's very hard to be good at each discipline, you know, in terms of the course profile in itself. But one thing I can guarantee is it's eyeballs out like consistently. The more that you do, the better you'll improve. I don't think anyone's just going to jump into cross racing and be like unbelievable at it like straight away. It's one of those things that you've got to work at, and over time like you'll improve. And what for a lot of people they'll generally find is if they do like a cross season, they'll come into the, you know, like the following year, providing they have some downtime, and their skill set and their ability to suffer will just improve like quite dramatically. I think it's really good for anyone that's struggle throughout the winter to be consistent with your training, and you've got that racing side of you. It's a great place to start. Well, when it comes to like the skill set of like riding the bike, like for a lot of people, like tire pressures, messing around with like tire pressures is going to help them. But like leaning the bike and how you balance on the bike is just going to improve like your ability to just be able to ride on the road like differently. Because what you'll find is, for example, if you go out onto the road, if you were making the mistake of you're always trying to look into the corner, where if you did that on a cross bike, you probably just fall over, you know, you're like in the corner where you've got to learn to get out of it. So you'll always find that if you learn to ride a cross bike and you come onto the road, you learn to take lines of the circuit. in a different way. Like, it will translate into a better performance, and you'll understand, like, for example, like if you're going downhill, like, you'll learn to like kick your heels back, because you develop like muscle memory, like on the cross bike, that then transfers onto like the road without you actually knowing what's happening. It'll just come automatically.